Hi, I'm Bill Crabtree, and welcome to Wake Forest in Focus. On November 4th, Wake Forest voters will head to the polls to weigh in on a $25.1 million bond referendum that focuses on three ballot questions: parks and recreation facilities, street and sidewalk improvements, and greenway improvements.
Bond referendums are used by local governments as ways to fund major capital improvements. Most local governments don't have the luxury of being able to just pay as you go for big ticket items. So we have to go to the bond market, and what the bond market is very similar to a mortgage for a homeowner. Is you go out and borrow money for a long period of time, you pay back the mortgage, you go ahead and build the facilities, and the citizens can benefit from those facilities and then pay for them over time.
The Parks and Recreation and Cultural Resource Department portion of the bond that would be on the ballots in November is $14.2 million. Those funds will be used to enhance services throughout the department. We're looking at the possibility, potential of doing the enhancement of Phase 2 at Joyner Park and several other services that we may need to enhance in the coming years.
The street and sidewalk improvement bonds will provide up to $6.3 million in funding to be used to improve accessibility and provide pedestrian safety as outlined in the town's adopted transportation, pedestrian, and bicycle plans. The Greenway Improvements Bond will provide up to $4.6 million of funding for greenway development as outlined in the town's adopted Open Space and Greenways Plan.
There is a need for more facilities to serve the citizens because the town is growing at a rate that basically we've outgrown the resources that we currently have. So this is an opportunity for the citizens in the town to get the amenities that we need to address the growing needs in the community.
We've done a financial analysis of the $25 million and determined that a worst case scenario would be about 2-cent increase in the tax rate.
Well, in 2005, there was a master plan created for Joyner Park, and at that time there was a Phase 2 plan. For Phase 2, it was planned to have a community center, a playground, to look at enhancing the greenways and trails, picnic shelters to be added, athletic facilities were proposed during that plan. And so we're looking at potentially offering or looking at the possibility of adding these amenities to Joyner Park.
Part of the Parks and Rec bond is funding for an expansion of our senior center. One of the things we hope to do is take some of the funding from the Parks and Rec bond and do an expansion, add some meeting space and classroom space to give them more room to provide services to the seniors in our community. The interest rates are fairly low. I mean, right now we're looking in the 2 to 3% range, which is something it's very good. So it's very advantageous to go ahead and try to borrow the money now versus waiting to sometime in the future when interest rates may go back up.